I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. Start with pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning.
Good morning.
Next is approval of today's agenda.
Motion to approve today's agenda.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Something else.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries. Next is approval of the minutes of 6/30/2025.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve the minutes dated June 30th, 2025.
I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Carries. Next is approval of claims for payment of 7/9/2025.
Motion to approve the July 9th, 2025 claims for payment.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Carries. Next I have is consideration approved increasing credit card limit for McKinsey Burton to $5,000. I know I talked to Dave, yesterday. It's still on the agenda, but it probably should be addressed through their commission, then brought to us first.
Correct.
Right.
So,
I agree.
emergency management. Yeah. I'll just make a motion to table, the consideration of approving the credit card limit for Mackenzie Burton $5,000 to a later date.
I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Which carries. Next is consideration of utility permit UT 2025-13 from Midland Power Co-op.
Make a motion to approve utility permit number 2025-13.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, this is just starting at the end of existing line on south side of 150th Street, going west to the property line with new overhead wires, then boring underground through the north through the right of way into the property.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Which carries. Next is utility permit UT 2025-14 Iowa Regional Utilities Association.
I'd make a motion to approve utility permit 2025-14 for IRUA.
I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Sure, this is directional boring of a 6-inch PVC main water line in a 10-inch PVC encasement crossing under Highway S27, minimum of 5 foot deep.
Any other discussion? If it crosses any
Drainage. Yeah.
it needs to be addressed as well. Other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Which carries. Next is consideration to approve Region 6 house.
Nope, I've got one more utility permit. Lance.
Utility permit UT 2025-14 Interstate Power and Light,
15.
F15.
or 15, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve UT 2025-15 for interstate power and light.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Sure, this is installation of underground electric bore and install 2-inch duct under the road to new service on the south side of the road. This is off of 265th Street in Pleasant Township.
Any other discussion? Again, any drainage, but hearing no other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Which carries. Now I have is consideration of approve Region 6 Housing Trust Fund Program request for funding for fiscal year 26-27. Come on up. Yep.
Sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you know, Region 6 historically has worked with the Hardin County Supervisors to secure local match. Historically, we have, in the last 15 years here in Hardin County, we've done $281,000 worth of primarily owner occupied housing rehab. And we have a fair amount on page 2 of what you have, we have a fair amount of, applications on file and, so, but some of these applications, you have to be at or below 80% of the median income, but we do have, a fair amount who are actually under 30% of the median income, which would be a single family household. If you were at 30% of the income, you would be, at around $19,000 in annual income. So, owning a home and, properly maintaining it, it's rather difficult to run a household and, continue to maintain the household. And then the third page basically is just a breakdown of what's been spent since 2015 in each different county, for a grand total of $3,582,264. The Region 6 Housing Trust Fund does serve a 4-county area, and Hardin County has been instrumental to provide the local match historically. I know last year the city of Iowa Falls picked it up because there were changes at the State House with the way things went. But what we are asking today is if there was if the Hardin County Supervisors would support $20,702 of local assistance. And that's basically all I have.
Yeah. Well, the state hasn't changed.
No, they haven't.
And it's the ironic part of it is matching fund comes from the state. They're requiring us to match.
They're requiring local match. So
Yes.
if I were to, whether it would be your organization or as in or the county, or like last year, Iowa Falls actually picked it up. But what that did is it excluded every other town other than Iowa Falls. And it's unfortunate. We do have a fair amount of applicants in Hardin County that are not part of Iowa Falls that we have had to put them on hold because of the situation.
Right. And the irony I was getting at is the state tells us we can't spend money, we can't tax, and then they turn around and try to force us to tax so they can give us money.
Exactly.
Their system's broke. Is the way I think this is a good cause, don't get me wrong, but we're trying to commit money for next year's budget, not the current year's budget, right at this point. And that's tough to do because we don't even know what they're gonna throw at us. The same problem we had last year. When we did push it through, we have no clue what we're gonna have. And could this mean that we have to start dropping a department here or there? It possibly could, but we're trying to commit money today for a budget we know nothing about.
Okay.
Of how the state tells us what our levy's gonna be too.
Exactly.
I mean, they are taking full control of any common sense.
So would it be in our best interest to come back at a later date, or would it be?
The problem is that we won't know until January.
And obviously we have to have our funding before that in order to make our, okay.
And that's what we ran into last year, so we couldn't commit because we don't know where we're at.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys feel about this. I mean, I see the dollar amount, but.
Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot. If Marty was here, I'd put him on the spot because, he's
Professional at it.
well, no, he's at the top of the pyramid.
Exactly.
And I'd be curious, what the conversations with, Senator Sweeney and Representative Meggers and Representative Fisher. And, our state representatives and Senator Warmy, I can't remember who the representative is how they expect, the counties to contribute to the match when they're limiting. And all of those, 2 of those people I mentioned voted for House File 718 to limit our ability to contribute. So
For this purpose.
So, what I will do personally, the Region 6 Housing Trust Fund, we do contribute to, a, lobbyist
Mhm.
who, definitely can raise these concerns.
Yeah,
And, I think you make a very valid point, so.
yeah. On one hand, they're willing to pay the match, but they're not giving us the ability to provide the dollars for the match. So it's, you know, it makes no fiscal sense.
That's why I say it's their whole concept of it. They want us to have skin in the game by doing a match.
Exactly,
But don't
they
give
don't
us
want us-
anywhere to get the skin.
Yeah, but tell us not to put the skin in.
right.
I mean, it's,
So I can definitely understand and, it's on, you know, when we look at the demographics. So if I was to go back, and this is not gonna change your mind, obviously, but if you look at the demographics, two-person disabled or two-person household with a disabled minder. I mean, primarily what we have here is we have elderly females, females with minor children in the home. What we have is we have a demographic that cannot afford to, I mean, they are owner occupied, so these are houses that people are trying to continue to live in. But when you see some of the things that I see,
Yeah,
and I see your point too, from my perspective, it's really hard to say, I'm sorry, but we can't do that for you.
right.
But I can do it here in Marshall County and I can do it. And Marty and I are discussing other ways to come up with the local match. There are other housing trust funds that do it differently. However, in my opinion, it's a little bit of fuzzy math. But the state does allow for it and we may have to go to that type of deal. Whereas the organization, so if we were doing a large project and here in Hardin County, like a multifamily or something like that, they would provide us with cash and then we would have to turn around and provide cash. Another thing that we've discussed is maybe the Region 6 as a whole, funding it. And then maybe making the payback amounts. So if you're at or above 50% of the median income, then you have to pay back at least 40% of the project through a 60-month loan. So we have talked about maybe having those payback funds go into a fund by county
Mhm.
to try to offset this local match.
and then
So
it'd be a revolving door from that day forward.
that's what we're trying to.
That would be.
See,
better.
yeah, I think if we can get past the legislative issues,
Exactly.
then a revolving loan fund looks very, very appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I guess I would just say that I would appreciate it if you would talk to Josh Maggers and Annette Sweeney.
Okay.
They need to hear from somebody other than us. I mean, we're whiny kids to them now, I think, after the number of years they've been there.
I
And
definitely
we try to
do.
reason it with them and that gets us nowhere. So if they hear from people other than us,
Exactly.
how it's affecting
Okay.
very serious.
Well, thank you for your time.
You bet, thank you. Is
thank you.
there a motion on the floor?
No, sir.
Okay. But I will, no motion. I will move on to, I would skip the resolution. And move on to acknowledge the auditor's report.
Make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of the auditor's report for the month of June.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is consideration to acknowledge recorders.
I'd make a motion to acknowledge the recorder's report for the month of June.
I will second it.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now I have the sheriffs.
Motion to approve the sheriff's monthly report for June.
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carries. Now I have a change of status.
I have Michelle's monthly report in here too, that we'll need to add to next week's agenda. And,
Yeah, I didn't have it on the agenda, I'm sorry.
right, but it's in our packet, so,
No, that's part of the recorder's report.
oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Okay,
Okay, change of status.
I'd make a motion to approve the hiring of Mark Riefke, correctional officer at a rate of $22.23 an hour, dated July 7th, 2025.
July 2nd.
Or it says July 7th on. Is
Oh.
the change date.
Oh, you're right. I looked at the wrong date.
Let's have a
I will
motion.
second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any
It's
discussion?
scrolled too soon.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Motion carries. For the business.
I have nothing.
I have an announcement that I'd like to make. Yesterday we received word, we applied for the transportation set aside program for Iowa Rivers Trails Edge. And we have been recommended for funding. There's more to come on that, to the tune of about $1.86 million, and that will pave from Gifford to Union. So very good news. Trail.
Yeah.
We are going to have a busy time with construction and bidding. People are shaking their head.
Since this.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
When it comes to the railroad crossing there, what are we doing? I mean, have we heard anything?
To South Fork,
Yeah,
I haven't heard back from her yet.
okay. I just haven't heard anything. That's
Okay, yeah, so yeah, we've been working on the Southport project or situation.
okay. But congratulations on
Yeah.
that.
Good
thanks.
news.
Yeah, good news, yeah.
And a couple still in the works. There's still a few
We do, we
applications
do.
out.
Yep. So, I attended the city council meeting last night at the City of Union. We do have a CAT grant.
I'm sorry.
In with a CAT grant, it's a Vision Iowa grant. It's a community and tourism attraction and tourism grant. Oh.
Yeah.
So they call it CAT, it's an acronym.
Yeah.
So Vision. Yep, so, so we will be, hopefully that board meets this month, and so hopefully we'll hear from, that application as well. That too was for construction from Gifford to Union, so. So anyway, so yeah, so. Like I say, we're going to have a busy 2 years of construction coming up here, so.
Good. I think it's good for Taylor.
Yeah.
Any other business? Public comments,
No.
adjournment,
Motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
moving and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Here for adjournment. Thank you. Awesome.
Absolutely.